Welcome back to another episode of Check Your Potential. It's your girl, Sky.
Brother Biz.
And we are back. We're talking topics, new week, new vibe. We had a little heat wave this week. It was disgusting.
New York.
But you had to stay in the AC if you knew any better.
Yes.
And the AC or a pool was the only place you needed to be if you was in New York this past week because it was disgusting.
I'm choosing the pool on this one.
It was nasty.
The AC on this one, as a matter of fact.
I like AC, but sometimes AC gets on my nerves. Like, I just feel like it's too cold.
AC gets on my nerves when that bill comes.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's when AC is on my nerves.
That too, but I just feel like I can't just sit in an AC. Like, I have to like run out, get a little heat on me, and then I can go back in the AC. And I got to keep doing that because it's just like, it's disgusting. But yeah, this week was hot. But the heat was on for a certain artist because
straight to it.
I just don't understand why this person always puts themselves in the line of fire.
Who's this? Who are we talking
All right, so Lil Wayne kicked off his 20 years of the Carter tour.
Okay.
Okay, his first tour stop was basically a no-show.
Well, he didn't come?
He didn't come. He didn't show up. He didn't call. He didn't send a text message.
That's a bad way to start it. That's a bad way to start it.
Something must have happened.
Yeah, it had to be.
Something must have happened.
Just been like, yo, tell my manager, booking agent, tour guide, anybody, tell them I'm not coming.
It kicked off in Bangor, Maine. The special guest was 2 Chainz. So imagine 2 Chainz coming, getting ready to kill his set and his songs with Wayne, because you know they got projects together.
So 2 Chainz did show.
2 Chainz was there.
That should have just turned into a 2 Chainz concert.
But you can't do that because then they're going to be like, where's Wayne? Wayne,
I
what
wonder if
happened?
2 Chainz got a call, at least when he got there, and was like, I'm not going to come.
Listen, hopefully, because don't just show up and have me in Maine. We're not talking about New York, Miami. We're not talking about Chicago. We're talking about Maine.
What if he wasn't even getting paid? What if this was just, I'm just holding my dude down. I'm going to pop out, spend my own money to come.
Listen, something happened, and long story short, Wayne did not show up. The crowd was only told minutes after the show started.
It's crazy.
So the show started. They looking for him to come out. He doesn't come out. And then somebody comes out and says he's not coming.
And then what happens? They play music. They say bye, good night, turn the lights off.
They send everybody to the house. They send everybody to the house. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, like what are we doing? And then what do you do with those tickets? Do you just refund them, or do you say, come, we'll reschedule this date at the end of the tour so that you guys can actually get to see him?
Rescheduling a date is probably the better idea for Lil Wayne.
Right.
But for the fan, it's like, who says I could be here that day? Who says I wasn't on vacation? Who says I'm even going to attempt this and trust you?
Who says I want to waste my time again after you done not showed the first time? Yeah. But he did have another tour stop the next day, and he did show up to that.
Where was that at?
Boy, I don't know. Somewhere. Okay? Somewhere. But the point that I'm trying to make for this one, too, is you showed up to this one, but everybody keeps saying, and I saw some clips, they keep saying that the performance was trash. So not only did you not show to your first night of your tour, but the second night you show up and then you just half-assing it. Maybe he's sick.
I never want to front on my pioneers, hip-hop pioneers, and I feel like Wayne is one of our pioneers out here, but it's a bad look. It's a bad look, and you can't. These are the things you can't do. You need. If I'm coming to see you perform, I want to see a good performance. If I'm coming to see you perform, I want to see you show up. So you didn't show up, and you didn't do a good performance.
That comment section was in absolute shambles.
Well, the comment sections is always in shambles.
No, but they were basically saying what they had said before. Because remember when he was saying that they should have called him for the Super Bowl. So they was like, call you for what again? Because you can't even show up to this simple.
There's no way he would miss the Super Bowl, but I get what you're saying.
It is way he would miss it. This is your tour, and you ain't show up to the first date. You would miss the Super Bowl too. I can't rely on you.
Been having.
You dumb. Yeah, that's just craziness. And another person that's getting a little backlash, which I think is so unfair, but at the same time, I kind of agree with it. So I'm like on the fence. Young Miami. They saying that Spin That song that's not it. You influencing the kids the wrong way. They had a bus full of kids, and I'm telling you, they was like 9 and 10 years old, singing the lyrics word for word. They were basically saying that, the song is it's giving the youth the wrong impression. It's giving women the wrong impression. And it's just not the vibe that we want to send out to the culture. Now, I'm not going to hold you. I came on here a couple weeks ago and told y'all there's a little vibe going on in that song. But when I got to thinking about it, remember, we was having this conversation earlier, and I was like, she could have said things a little different, right?
Okay. A couple things. One, that was the one she world premiere on Fat Joe and
Yes.
Jada, right? Okay, so when we talked about it back when she world premiere, I felt like Joe and Jada was capping for her because she was there. Remember I said that? I didn't think it was a good record. Then all of a sudden, the record started growing. And I felt like, yo, that might be a little bop. But I was talking about like the vibe and the cadence. I never was talking about the message.
Yeah, but we were singing the lyrics. Don't do that. Because
I was just saying, spin that.
We was
Spin
like,
that
where
shit.
on my...
Yeah, but that in itself, the jump off of that is reckless. My scamming ass, that, you know what I mean? Look.
What did we say today? I said it could have had a different connotation behind the whole thing.
She could have did a remix.
She could have been like, where's
this.
all my businessmen and women at? Getting that money, yeah. Like, just something else. She could have been like, don't scam because you finna go to jail. Like, she could have did all of that, but she didn't.
Hold on.
She didn't.
And we weren't talking about that, but I was joking about the remix. I'm talking about now the remix.
Okay.
And she just dropped now, like, oh, y'all want a good version? And then just for the internet. But in reality, if from the jump it had that message, I don't think it would have popped off.
I think so. Think about it. The beat is still the same. The vibe of the song would still be the same. It would just be saying positive things. But if you say positive things in a dope ass way, I feel like we would rock with it.
Oh no, only because we don't look to Young Miami for sophisticated music.
She could change.
I didn't say she couldn't change. Anyone could change. But let me finish my statement. We don't look. I don't even got no take, man. I'm on this podcast for no reason, y'all. I'm forced to be here. I'm held captive.
He's tied to the chair. No, say what you were saying.
I won't even have dinner tonight if
I'm
not here.
Say what you were saying, for real. No, say what you were saying. Go ahead.
No, seriously. I don't think no one checks Miami for sophisticated music. And I feel like I'm going to say it. The large amount of Young Miami fans is chicken heads. You know what I mean?
Yo, I haven't heard that word in a minute.
Yeah, chicken heads. I'm bringing you back. Yes, 3-6 Mafia, who they were talking about. You know what I mean? All right. So since the majority of them is that type of listener, I feel like they want to hear these type of messages.
I 100% agree with you.
Now, a sophisticated person might have bumped into that by mistake on the timeline, right? And I don't think the algorithm would have connected her to them, but I don't think it would have worked for them. I think they would have saw through the plot of the song and wouldn't have believed her for these lyrics.
I feel like at some point, right, there comes a time where evolution catches up with you.
Okay.
You evolve as a person. So you could have been that person for a very long time. And maybe now you're at a point where you want to change and you want to grow as a person and you want to just become that woman that, you know, and I'm not saying that she's not a woman and she's not evolved or whatever, but I'm just saying sometimes it's okay to be like, all right, yeah, that used to be my style and my sound. And now, you know, I want to switch it up a little because I'm as a person, I'm growing.
Well, she had her opportunity because this song comes post Diddy. You get what I mean? So all that connection and all that weirdness, she got away from that and then dropped this. So clearly, we're going to stay in the ignorant line. And I'm not mad at Young Miami. Young Miami, you do not got to change. Luke is 60 years old and Luke never changed. Young Miami's song is just as reckless as any Luke song that there ever was, any 2 Live Crew record.
Carisha.
Young Miami, do what you want.
Carisha, let me talk to you for a minute.
Go ahead, let's hear
Bro, it's okay. Sometimes it's all right to abandon who you used to be for who you are going to be. And I'm not saying that you got to change completely, but sometimes you got to realize it's girls looking up to you. And at the end of the day, the message has to be a little different. Just because we don't want to raise these girls and these guys to be scammers and thieves and you know what I'm saying? Boosters. Like, we don't want that. Like, at some point, it's okay to uplift our people. You ain't got to go full Martin Luther King Jr., but you can definitely just,
Let me ask you a question. When
a sliding scale.
When Jay-Z said boosters in abundance, buy half price sweater new, did we feel the same way? Because we didn't. Jay-Z fine. He was shooting up the boosters. Boosters in
really-
abundance. Buy half price sweater new.
That wasn't my favorite song.
That's one of Jay-Z's best songs. That's Cough Up a Lung.
I know,
We're not
but
going to do this. Young Miami, do what
cares?
you want out here. This is the record that's winning.
Right
Don't
now,
let them
but
talk
right
you out
now,
of your
the
winning
message
record.
that you're showing, like you preach, it's all about growth.
I don't listen to Young Miami.
Listen to me.
Go ahead.
You preach it's all about growth.
I'm only listening
Do
because I
you
want to eat
agree
tonight.
that sometimes
Bid have it.
sometimes it's okay to grow? We don't got to stay stagnant. We can show a different side of us and show others that, we're making our strides to just become the better us. That is all.
Moving on.
Girl, switch it up. Anywho, another person that had some stuff to say on the internet, which I'm so mad he stopped his podcast with Royce, Lupe Fiasco. I like Lupe Fiasco.
He was wilding. I already know what you. This is
I
one
like
thing that
Lupe
did hit my timeline.
Fiasco, and I like when he has something to say. And he was on a recent podcast, and he had this to say. And, I'm a little torn about the way it feels, but I kind of agree with him in a way. So he basically explained why he thought Nas doesn't rank amongst the best lyricists in hip hop. He said if you remove the beat, you remove everything else and just go with the words. If you threw Nas in and you just created a list of people who rap, he wouldn't rank high. I wouldn't rank high. He said that doesn't mean we're not lyricists in our own space, right? So when you think of Nas, you don't necessarily think of how certain people just be so lyric, everything's a metaphor, a simile. I feel like Nas has his own style. We love Nas for who he is. I've never thought he was the best lyricist in the world, but I definitely...
Blasphemy.
You thought Nas was the best lyricist in the world?
Lupe was bugging out. If you go find this clip and don't listen to Lupe. Don't find it for what Lupe's saying. Just look at because it was like 4 people on live with him. It would look like a live that they were doing, right? When they were recording. Just look at everybody's face when he's saying this. Nobody agreed with him. But everybody's face was looking like, when
you think of lyricists.
Yes, Nas is a lyricist.
Let's take away, listen to me. When you say rapper, right? And you say lyricist, because I think everybody has their place.
Nas is a lyricist.
I'm not saying he's not a lyricist.
Let me speak. All of that is bugging. Nas rap from the perspective of a baby inside the stomach. Nas has rap from the perspective of a gun. You can't leave the human body, rap from these different perspectives. And he has numerous records where he rapped from different perspectives and then say that doesn't take lyricism.
So basically what you're saying is he's creative.
The end of the song to
saying
it's
he's
not
creative.
It's not creative.
That is creative. That's very creative.
Yo, Nas is one of the best lyricists alive. And if you go even deeper into what Lupe said, he said there's thousands of people. He said thousands.
Well, I didn't agree with that part.
Not thousands.
I didn't agree with that part.
Than
I think Lupe was a lyricist. I'm not saying he's the best, right? And to me, I love Nas. I think Nas is a creative rapper. He is a pioneer. He's done so much for this culture. I think he's a great artist to me. But when I think of lyricism, I think he's great. He's a great lyricist. But when I be thinking about them people who be really getting real down and dirty to where you have to go back and listen to oh shit, did you hear what he just said right there? I didn't even catch that.
Can you give me a name of one of these people you're talking about? You're talking
a
about
lyricist?
Early Cannabis or something? What are you talking about?
I have to really just go back and think. I would have to literally think about it.
I don't got to go nowhere and think. I'm going to stay right here in this particular moment and say Nas is
So if Nas is the best lyricist, who else is one of the best lyricists?
One of the best lyricists?
Yeah.
Besides Nas?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the same person who said this statement, Lupe Fiasco.
So you think Lupe and Nas is on the same level when it comes to lyricism?
No, Lupe is nowhere near Nas. Nas is the best.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Nas is the best that we've ever heard in our lives?
Yeah, I'm putting my money on Nas as being the best that we ever heard. I'm not saying that there's not somebody who's dumb nice, but we don't want to listen to him. And he's talking about removing all of the beats and all of that. Nobody listens to that. How?
I know, but if if you hear it, you gotta just.
This craziness, yo.
Listen, you act like I'm trying to diss Nas. I love Nas.
but you
I love
jacking that
Nas.
Nas might not have been a great lyricist. And that
No,
shit is
that's
craziness.
not what I said. I didn't say he wasn't a great lyricist. But when you think about the best lyricists, right? If you had to name 5, like I think Jadakiss is one of the best lyricists.
Oh my God, this is craziness.
What you mean?
If Jadakiss becomes one of the best lyricists, Jadakiss not a better lyricist than Nas.
I think Nas and Jadakiss would definitely be in my top 10 lyricists. They would both be there.
They would both be in your top 10.
I could understand what Lupe is saying. I don't
it.
think he was trying to diss Nas at all, but I understand like where he was coming from when he made the statement.
Because he made sure to put himself in there as well, just to dodge the Nas diss.
Yes.
And I think what he meant by lyricist was like high vocabulary.
Yes.
And maybe even like what you're saying, what you're teaching within the lyrics.
Yeah.
And I do believe that there are some artists that have a bigger vocabulary in their rhymes than Nas, and maybe even talk with more scientific and history-based material within their music.
But not only that, they make you think and go back, like you might have missed something they said just because it might have gone over your head.
Nas
because
made me go back and think and do exactly what you said.
I love Nas. I understand what Lupe was saying. I love Nas. Nobody's trying to diss Nas. We love Nas over here.
Nas is
and it is what it is. Moving on to another conversation. Big Meech recently said that Little Meech does not want to stream. A lot of people were saying, oh, why don't you stream? Why don't you stream? And he was basically saying that Little Meech doesn't want to stream because he thinks it could damage his image as he is an A-list actor.
All right, look. One, A-list actor is crazy. Not even C-list actor. A-list actor is crazy. A-list actor means he say he's with Denzel. That's craziness. Okay. Lil Meech went to the girl's house on the doorknob and said that was my cousin with the groceries. That was Lil Meech. So stuff like that don't mess up his character on the internet. Being like high,
but he didn't know that Ring doorbell was gonna. He didn't know that Ring doorbell was recording.
But streaming would mess up his.
I just
his
think
character.
like this: in order for you to even be a C-list actor, you would have had to act it in multiple things.
I agree.
We have seen Meech in one thing.
Yes.
BMF series. That's it. How you an A-list actor when you've only been in one thing? Where the A coming from?
Let me ask you a question. We both know that he was bugging, but that's his dad.
I don't care.
No, I'm just saying, is your dad supposed to say nice things?
Go stream with your daddy, boy.
Yeah,
I got no time for that.
We want to see Big Meech stream.
It's not about whether we want to see it. What else are you doing?
I'm just asking you personally, because I believe that
I don't want to see none of them niggas stream.
I feel like Big Meech was known for throwing tremendous parties in his BMF days, right? And before he goes to streams, I would rather see him be an ultimate party promoter.
You got to understand, streaming right now is what everybody is trying to do. They just feel like, let me jump on Kick, let me jump on Twitch, and let me stream, and let me get this money because I'm seeing other people get it. So Big Meech is probably thinking, yo, if me and my son stream, we're going to get to a couple bags. But Little Meech thinks, and I don't know why he thinks that, because honestly, the streaming would probably help you get to another role.
Yeah, I don't think streaming would mess up his look. I personally don't feel like, and I feel like more than streaming mess up his look is any type of beef with 50 Cent, because 50 Cent is relentless, and 2, he's the one who gave you the opportunity. You get what I mean? So we wouldn't even be saying this about Lil Meech if he wasn't in his casted as this role in BMF. And like 50 Cent clearly don't mess with them no more, the one who gave it to you. So don't expect him to be in any of the stuff that 50 Cent do in his Freeport, right?
But to me, I just feel like you should be trying to do something that's going to get you out there more, to be able to do other things.
I agree with that. And I think that's the bad look on his career. Streaming wouldn't be the bad look on his career.
You doing nothing is the bad look, because there's nothing for us to compare what you did in BMF too, because you're not doing nothing else. So go stream with your daddy.
And that whole thing with the car too. There was a whole thing with the car. They had car.
Yeah, with the drugs and all of that, and the guns,
was another
whoever.
bad look. Those are the bad
we
looks.
just keep seeing him in situations like that as opposed to the better situations. So I think that if he did stream with his dad, and I like that. I don't know if you saw it, but Big Meech was on stream and he was, kind of talking about it. And when he was talking about it, there were 2 girls in his house and they was trying to like dip off and go somewhere. He got right up and went after them and like, where you going? What you looking for? Nah, go back over there. Like, y'all ain't gonna be
wandering
around my house. Yeah. Go sit down and just sit still. What's wrong with y'all? Like, where y'all going?
Steal my bracelet off the table.
That's why I don't even like people having in my house that I don't know, because it's just like, where are you going? Anyway, sticking on the topic of streaming, Lil Tjay, was streaming with another streamer, Jack Doherty, and they got into a little situation. Now, I think in the beginning, Tjay was playing with him.
Disrespectfully, though.
But when you from the Bronx, like, it can come, listen, I feel like if he was a New Yorker, he wouldn't have took none of that disrespectful.
Because
Jack. If Jack was a New Yorker, I just feel like New Yorkers play a little different. You know, we just a little more aggressive. We a little more like, rah, rah, you know. So, you know, he was playing with him and he was like, you know, and Jack was just like, get off me. And Tjay was like, say one more thing. Like, and he was kind of deboing him a little.
He was doing too much.
But
doing too much.
When he did kick Tjay out that house and he walked over there, he was like, all right, we cool. And when Tjay went to go extend his hand, that's when he slapped him. Don't do that.
Yo, shout out to Tjay's,
don't do that.
To Tjay's man.
Security, his mans, all of them.
That wasn't security, that was just his mans.
No, it was his mans, but security went over there too.
Yeah, no, but security's job is to do that. But just your man's automatically holding you down, like, I'm getting my, and he got a good punch in on
That's what your man should do. Why are you here if you're not going to handle that part energy?
Of it? But I've already said on this show that Tjay be out of control.
He do.
Right? And at the end of the day, they was on Jack's stream at Jack's house.
Yeah.
And I personally feel like unless you went over there to be disrespectful, which he probably might have, right? Probably might have. That don't even go together. But whatever. He did it. I just think that, you gotta, it's gonna make another streamer not want to invite you. Like an Aiden or that other kid.
Y'all already know how Tjay get down. Y'all seen him on different streams. You've seen him in different situations. Okay. Don't invite that man in your house if you don't want him to act reckless, because he's a reckless kid. Like, it is what it is. He can get disrespectful. He speaks his mind. He don't care.
Should he do that,
don't invite him. I just feel like he's young. And it's like, he was playing around. But if Jack knew his character and you still invite him to your house,
then I felt like
no, it's not even that. Like, you knew that could have happened. You knew that might have happened.
I do agree with you that if you invite someone who's a problem, you might get problems. You know what I mean? I do agree with that. But I do feel like at the end of the day, if someone invites you, there's an energy that you should go over there with and a respect that you should go over there with, especially when they open up their platforms. And you don't want to lose these ties and these invites.
This the thing. When Tjay kept saying, you clip farming, they do be clip farming. Right. And it's like, I feel like streamers do certain things to get you riled up so that they could get them clips and then throw them online, and now they trending. Yep. And now it's viral. But everybody plays their part in these situations. So it's like, if you don't want no problems, don't invite the problem. Keep it cute, keep it like copacetic. Invite the people that are nice and sweet and kind, and you know what I'm saying? But see, that's how you ain't gonna get the viral clips like that. You knew what you was doing. Jack knew what he was doing. I ain't got no time for any of that. But one topic that I came across this week, and I thought this was very interesting. And sometimes, every now and again, we find a topic like this, and it's just a discussion. So the Wall Street Journal posted an article. And basically, they were talking about how 1 in 3 men, 20 years or older, are not working, and they have no intentions of looking for a job. And they're blaming this on social media. What do we think? Thoughts?
I definitely think social media got a lot of people
my God.
I don't care about the system. I'm here to break it. Like, whatever.
They're here to break it?
Yeah, just break the system. Like, if you're supposed to go to work, I ain't going to work. If you're supposed to get an education, I ain't going to be educated. If you're supposed to be respectful,
so that's what you think?
Social media shows a lot of people a lot of ignorance, and then people get views, and it make people feel like this is cool. I personally, feel like those 1 to 3 men that don't got the job, they live at home with their parents, and their parents is allowing this.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think 2020, COVID made everybody lazy. Don't nobody want to work.
Oh, I definitely think COVID
Don't nobody want to work. Everybody think they're a superstar. Everybody think that they could just do whatever and just get to the money. Nobody want to do nothing. No, they not looking for a job because they don't want to work. They don't have a job because they don't want to work.
You don't work.
They don't want to do nothing. But mind you, the minimum wage is going up again. And it's just like, what are y'all doing for money? Like, how are y'all getting to the dollars?
Scamming, boosting. Duh.
Everybody?
Yes. And they got Goyard bags.
Sitting there in y'all bag.
Moving on.
No, but wait. Why are we moving on so quick?
Because we got 7 minutes.
If you don't have a job, go get a job. If you're not looking for a job, go look for a job.
Yeah, go get a job.
Go get a job. Do something. Cool. Don't just be lazy and don't be doing nothing. That's whack. Anywho, listen. Yesterday was... Let me just say this. 4th of July had people acting a fool, okay? There was chaos everywhere, okay? Let me just tell you a couple of the little things that happened.
Go ahead.
This 4th of July. Coney Island Beach had a whole sandstorm.
Saw that.
People were looking around and not running or grabbing their stuff and getting out of there. They was just looking at the sandstorm like, oh, it's windy over there. It come like nobody was moving. Then all of a sudden when it got real, real close, then they started running.
Because they was
caught in it already.
But certain people was trying to like protect their stuff. You know, you got more stuff on the beach than you could just run off with. They don't want to leave their
that
tents
stuff
and all of that stuff.
Leave that stuff
chairs.
and get to safety. What are y'all doing? Forget that little beach chair that cost $11.99.
The weather ran down on people.
The weather was disgusting, and it was just proven to be craziness. On another note, there was a shooting in Coney Island. Okay, 8 people were 8 people, including multiple children, were shot during a family 4th of July barbecue. A masked gunman just came and started shooting. They don't even know who he was. He had on all black, just started shooting people. Okay, and the kids. Why are you shooting? Like, what is going on? They had to have known him. It was just insane. And then authorities in California had to shut down businesses from Newport Pier to Pacific Coast Highway due to non-residents just wreaking havoc. They were over there swarming the police officers. They were throwing debris. They were fighting each other. 100 people got arrested. Think about that. 100 people. It was craziness. 4th of July had people acting like they ain't. It was like, what is going on? It was like,
you saw those, whatever happened in California, I don't know what went on over there. All them people got arrested. You got to control
crazy.
yourself.
It was crazy.
Did you see those like cannon firework machine gun things that you hold them? It was like,
yes, they was out of control. They was making those. How y'all made those?
Last year we got dude that was on the pod that blew his fingers off.
Yeah.
Hopefully nobody blew their fingers off this year, man, because it's crazy out here.
It was looking sketchy. I was like, why y'all acting like this over this one little stupid ass holiday? And it was really just 15 days after Juneteenth. That's what the holiday was, but whatever. We ain't gonna talk about that. Now I want to have this conversation before we get to music, because we about to get to the little bit of music that dropped. It was a little bit. It was like this little bit of music that dropped this week. Okay. But I want to get to this conversation because it needs to be had, and I don't see nobody talking about this.
What's that?
Kanye West's Bully album is one of the best albums of the year.
If I was, all right, look, I listen to Kanye's Bully album all the time.
Why y'all not talking about it?
And every week we talk about the projects that came out the week before. And we went through a lot of projects.
And we go right back to Bully.
And I'm going to be honest, Bully is one of the ones that has been getting the most burn in the crib.
Yes, and in the studio. Like, we've been listening to that nonstop.
One, in the store gets a lot of burn because it's not too explicit. Mm-hmm. Certain albums is too explicit just to be blasting in the store for the public. I agree. Yes. Right? In the crib, that's different, right? And also, I just think that Kanye's music for someone like me, this is me, y'all. I'm not telling y'all, but me. I'm a spiritual person. So I don't really like gospel music, though. But Kanye's music is like ratchet hip-hop gospel. You know what I mean? And it's something about it where I feel like, you know, it got a soul to it, melodically. Kanye's just a good artist. He understands how to create music. He knows how to make music big. He knows how to, you know, give it ups and downs within the music.
I just think because of his character, a lot of people don't give his music the listen that it should get. I think that he is very, very talented, extremely creative when it comes to putting together these projects. We listen to Bully nonstop. We don't skip any songs from the beginning of the album to the end of the album. He even dropped another version of it where he released 2 more songs, one song with Don Toliver, and he switched up the I Can't Wait track and he put Lauryn Hill on it. Now, at first we were like, oh, wait a minute, this messed it up, but it grew on me.
I still don't like that one better than the original version.
I'm not saying I like it better, but it grew on me to where I can listen to that one now.
Yeah, no. See, in the beginning, when I first heard Kanye West, I was like, I wish he would have rapped more on it, right? Now, after listening to it more and more, I still wish there would have been a little bit more rap on it, but I definitely think this is a good album.
I just think
Bully
sometimes he's in different places, right? So he's in a place where he want to rap more, then he's in a place where he want to vibe out and sing more. I think it just depends on where he's at. I think that this album did have a lot of singing on it, but the singing for me was good, so I didn't mind it. Yeah. You know, it was just a good album, and I brought this conversation up.
What's your favorites after Time? What's your particular favorites on it now? Because when I first
I like a lot of songs.
I Can't Wait and Preacher Man, because of the rhyme, was the best. But All the Love has really grown on me. Even Bully with CeeLo. Hey, baby, do what I say. That song right there.
I honestly would have to look at the track list. I like a lot of songs on it.
I like Father. I just think that he did a really good job. I even like Circles. In the beginning, I didn't even like Circles. Yeah, I like Highs and Lows. Highs and Lows I like too.
I like Highs and Lows.
I like Highs and Lows, yep.
There's a lot of songs on here I like.
Kanye West,
listen.
After everything, like if Kanye West, let's just say he don't do nothing crazy for a little while, because it's only, like you said, it's the craziness that make us be like, oh, he bugging out right now, and then we'll avoid it, because that's what happened to the last album. I wasn't really listening. I think it was Donda 1 and Donda 2. I didn't really give those projects a lot of play, because during that particular moment, I might have been captured by the media and not listening to Kanye as much.
I listened to those 2 albums. I didn't mind them. I didn't go back to them as much as I could have, because I just think that I more gravitate to the albums like he does, like this, Life of Pablo. Like I even go back to Life of Pablo and listen to that, just because I think that was a great album. You should listen to 1 and 2, because there are a couple of songs on there that are really, really good.
But as of right now, Kanye Bully is definitely the album that I played the most.
That's my favorite album of the year. I'm sorry. And I think that he needs to be more in those conversations when we're talking about albums of the year, like towards the end of the year, when we're really analyzing these albums, because I don't know who else has put out an album that I go to almost every day, every couple of days to listen to. Like, it's just, Kanye is like number 1 right now, as far as the albums that I go back and listen to. Now, this week, there were a couple albums that dropped. Ken Carson dropped Experiment. He had 22 songs on there. Playboi Carti was on there. Lil Uzi Vert, Young Thug, Destroy Lonely. And it's crazy to me because I feel like every single one of them artists that he features on an album, his album sounds just like their music. So they all collectively just sound the same to me. Now, my little cousin loved him some Ken Carson.
Okay.
When I started listening to it first, I turned it off because it sounded like noise. But then I listened to it again, and I understand why the kids rock with it, because it sounds like Playboi Carti's music. Okay. It sounds like Destroy Lonely's music. So if you like those artists, you're going to like Ken too, because it's very similar.
I've heard his name before this project, like floating on the internet. I know if I'm hearing his name, he definitely got viewership. It's not my particular sound. You know, like, you definitely gave it a
lot of the young kids like it. A lot of the backpack rappers like it. And Ken is not even done, because next week he's dropping a mixtape. He's going back to back with the vibes. He like, y'all going to get all this music.
I'm not mad at him.
So he must have been like holding on to a couple of different albums for him to drop an album and then a mixtape. And then Rylo Rodriquez dropped his Skate album, 23 songs, Little Baby, Kevin Gates, These, and More. Okay. This to me was, you know,
I heard a song on it.
Right.
I heard a song on it that I liked. And I definitely it might have been a joint with Kevin Gates, because I was like, "This Kevin Gates on this song?" You know, and I felt like Rylo kind of sounds like Kevin Gates, right?
They do.
You know, so they got a similar sound. I wasn't mad at it though, and like I said, there wasn't a lot of music that came out this week. So
it wasn't hardly no music. I was over here listening to Madonna's Confessions 2 album by Warner Records. I played Madonna wants some. She want us in a club like this.
Beyonce gave us a new record.
Well, I'm going to get to that. The singles. Beyonce dropped a new song called Morning Dew Donk.
Morning Dew Donk.
No, it's called Morning Dew, and in parentheses, Donk.
That's a weird name. To say
All I know is, girl, this is Jay-Z month. Why are you dropping a song? She said, me too. What? Girl, let Jay-Z have his little moment. You could have dropped that later. But a lot of people were liking it. They were already making up dances to it on TikTok.
If Beyonce dropped, she got such a fan base.
They love her.
Somebody gonna like it.
Yeah, they love her. So, but for me, it was just like, it was all right. Nothing too special. It was just like, okay, man, yeah, I see what you're doing. Larry June dropped a new song called Organic Motion. It sounded so West Coast to me. I was like...
Put that on in the store, and within seconds, I heard like 13 curses. I was like, this joint is... I don't know what's going on. I'm going to listen to that back in the crib.
I was making sure nobody was walking in like,
that's
oh my God.
That's outside backyard music. That's not in the store music.
And then Bino dropped another song with Nipsey Hussle off their new album coming at the end of the summer. It's called All Summer, featuring an artist named BH.
Okay.
I like this song too. I can't wait for the album because every song he drops off of this just sounds good to me.
Solid.
I like hearing Nipsey. It's very, very nostalgic, and I like it. But that was it.
Short week on the music.
That was it. They knew it was the 4th of July week. They was like, we ain't dropping
skip
nothing.
the weekend. Let people hear whatever they hear, but don't introduce some people busy.
Pet to the peeve. What's going on?
My pet peeve is if anybody's blows up fireworks on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. The 4th was the other day.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't want it. Yeah. So
when we doing this till?
Don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
But let me tell you something. The fireworks for around our house was going off about 4 hours.
It
I was aggy.
A dirty, ugly day. They was like, no, we bought these fireworks.
Then all of a sudden, you were asleep. It was 2 a.m, and I heard some more. I said, all right, this is enough. I was about to scream outside like, shut up. Y'all pissing me off. Yeah, don't. It's over. Throw them fireworks, the rest of them in the garbage can.
That's it.
It's done. And my mama cat want to know when y'all gonna stop because he's tired. He is scared and tired under the freaking bed. My pet peeve is this: if I hire you to come fix my roof. Don't be fighting on the roof. Like, you're supposed to be fixing the roof. Now I gotta hire a whole nother company to come fix my roof because you want to be throwing your coworker Juan and your other coworker Jose off the roof.
So foolish, man. This is episode.
Yo, they was violating each other. Wait a minute. I'm not done. Then this one other lady, she gonna hire the Spanish people to come do her siding on her house. And when they done with the work, she called ICE because she didn't want to pay. They had her on camera violating. Anyhow.
Oh my God, man.
People crazy. World. Episode 18.
Check your potential.
You already know the vibes. Check your potential. And we will be back next week for a whole nother episode. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and poke.
Poke that. Bye.
Bye.